Here's your latest African news. Malawi. Malawi president launches 10-year plan to turn the economy around. Malawi President Lazarus Chakwera officially launched a 10-year implementation plan for the country. The aim of the plan is to turn Malawi from a developing country in the world to a lower middle-income country by 2030. The president believes this is only possible by changing people's attitudes. The plan includes different pillars such as agriculture and farming. One of the aims is to digitize farming in order to make it more productive and efficient. Chakwera also challenged young people in the country's colleges and universities to be aspiring and to use their education to make the country's farming smarter. Ethiopia. Tigray rebels raped, beat women in Ethiopia war, Amnesty. Tigrayan rebels raped, robbed, and beat up several women during an attack on a town in Ethiopia's Amhara region, Amnesty International said on Wednesday. The latest disturbing testimony from the year-long conflict, the investigation, which draws on interviews with 16 sexual assault survivors in the town of Nifas Muchwa, has been largely ignored by many Western media houses as the news doesn't fit their media propaganda war on the Ethiopian government. Wednesday's report focused on assaults that took place in August during an offensive by the terrorist group the Tigray People Liberation Front, with 14 of the 16 women interviewed telling Amnesty they were gang raped by the rebels, in some cases at gunpoint, and with their children watching. The rights group said the vast majority of the women interviewed were suffering from health problems as a result of the sexual assaults, but were unable to get the help they needed after Nifas Mutual Hospital was damaged in the TPLF offensive. South Africa. South Africa investigates seal deaths along the Cape Coast. South African officials are investigating an alarming rise in seal deaths along the west coast near Cape Town, with malnutrition one potential cause. Scores of seal carcasses were spotted on the beaches in Cape Town and along the rugged Atlantic Ocean coastline north of the city last week. Several more dead seals were floating in the water. A spokesperson of the Western Cape Province Environmental Department said seal deaths at this time of the year were normal, but not to this extent. The provincial government said last week that it had buried almost 200 seals. Officials hope to have more information once reports come back from the State Veterinary Service. Experts believe an avian influenza epidemic affecting wild seabirds in the Western Cape is probably not behind the latest spat of seal deaths. Benin. France officially signs over artwork taken from ex-colony Benin. Benin's president Patrice Talon signed an agreement on Tuesday to take back from France only 26 artworks seized from the former French colony in the 19th century out of the more than 5,000 stolen, and said he hoped it would pave the way for more cultural treasures to be handed back. The 26 artworks were taken in 1892 from Benin's Palace of Abomi, that is today a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and have been on display in a museum in Paris making them money. This is alongside millions of other artifacts taken from Africa during colonial rule. They will now be handed back, but they are only some of the 5,000 works whose return Benin is seeking. The handover marks a milestone in the year-long fight by African countries to recover works taken by Western explorers and colonizers at a time when numerous European institutions are grappling with the cultural legacies of colonialism. The Q Branly Museum in Paris alone holds some 70,000 African objects. Zimbabwe. Emmerson Mnangagwa looting Zimbabwe's wealth for Belarus, China, former top ally. Newly formed Front for Economic Emancipation leader Godfrey Senengamu has castigated President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his ZANU-PF party for fronting foreign interest by looting the country's mineral wealth. The former ZANU-PF Youth League political commissar was speaking at the launch of his party in Harare Saturday, where he said the looting of the country's vast resources had left ordinary Zimbabweans writhing in poverty. On Saturday, he said he could not stand the high-level corruption by Mnangagwa and his allies and decided to expose them. Burkina Faso. Key defendant in Sankara's trial pleads not guilty. General Gilbert Diendere, a key defendant in a trial over the 1987 assassination of Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader Thomas Sankara, pleaded not guilty at the landmark proceedings on Tuesday. The trial, unfolding in a military court in the capital Ouagadougou, is being avidly followed in a country where Sankara's brutal death 34 years ago cast a long shadow. Diendere was allegedly an architect of a coup during which Sankara was killed and his former friend, Comrade Blaise Compaoré, came to power. The 61-year-old faces faces charges of harming state security, complicity in murder, concealing bodies, and witness tampering. Sankara and 12 of his colleagues were gunned down by a hit squad in October 15, 1987, as they attended a meeting of the ruling National Revolutionary Council. Diendera, 61, has been separately handed a 20-year term for his part in a 2015 plot to overthrow the post-Compaoré transitional government. Thanks for watching. Visit our YouTube channel Tunacheki to watch our daily news reports and our website tunacheki.tv for all the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to catch our new show Startup Africa every Thursday on our channel. You can directly support this new series by becoming our YouTube member or becoming a Patreon. And remember, Africa is watching.